All right, let's dive right in. Today we're going to explore one of the most powerful and honestly most misunderstood parts of your entire body.
So, what tiny gland in your neck is calling all the shots for your energy, your mood, and your metabolism? It's a huge question, right? Because whatever the answer is, it's affecting pretty much every single cell in your body. We're talking about that small, butterfly-shaped gland right at the base of your neck.
Yep, it's the thyroid. And its influence is, well, it's everywhere. This isn't just a one-trick pony. Its influence literally ripples through your whole system, from your brain all the way down to your bones. So let's break down how this whole thing actually works.
Okay, a great way to think about the thyroid is as the master regulator. It's the conductor of your body's entire orchestra. And yeah, it's tiny, but don't let its size fool you. Its role in keeping your body in that perfect, delicate balance, what we call homeostasis, is just massive.
So how in the world does it pull all of this off? Well, it uses these powerful little chemical messengers called hormones. Let's meet the two main players in this game.
What's really cool here is how these two work as a team. So the thyroid pumps out a lot of this T4. You can think of T4 as the storage hormone. It's kind of just hanging out in your bloodstream, waiting in reserve. But the real star of the show, the one that does all the heavy lifting, is T3. Your body's tissues, like your liver, your brain, they take that T4 and convert it into the much more powerful active T3 hormone, but only when and where it's needed. I mean, talk about an efficient on-demand delivery system, right? T3 is the one that actually knocks on your cell's doors and tells them what to do.
Now, the thyroid isn't just a rogue agent acting on its own. Oh, no. It takes its marching orders directly from the brain. The pituitary gland sends out a signal called TSH, or thyroid-stimulating hormone. You should really just think of TSH as the go signal. It's like the factory manager, the brain, telling the factory floor, the thyroid, all right, time to ramp up production.
And this is where it all comes together. The whole system works just like a thermostat in your house. It's actually a brilliant analogy. When your brain senses that thyroid hormone levels are getting a little low, the room's getting chilly, it sends out more TSH. That tells the thyroid, which is our furnace, to kick on and release more hormone. That hormone circulates, warms everything up, and once the brain senses that the temperature is just right, it tells the TSH to ease up. It's this constant, really elegant feedback loop happening 24/7.
Okay, so we've got the how down. Now let's dig into the what. What does the thyroid actually do? And let me tell you, the effects are truly body-wide. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples just spread out and touch everything.
And where better to start than with the most complex piece of equipment we have, the brain.
Man, the thyroid's role here is just profound. It's absolutely critical for a baby's brain to develop properly. But its job doesn't just stop at birth, nope. Throughout your entire life, it's helping to protect your nerve cells. It's even involved in creating new neurons in parts of the brain linked to memory. And as the research makes pretty clear, when things get out of balance, it can be linked to mood disorders. That just goes to show you the direct line between your thyroid and your emotional stability.
All right, next up, let's talk about the one thing most people immediately think of when they hear the word thyroid: energy and metabolism. And you know what? They're totally right to think that. Thyroid hormones are literally the engine of your metabolism. They give direct orders to your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells, telling them exactly how much energy to crank out. And a byproduct of that energy production? Heat. That's how your thyroid controls your body temperature. It really is the master switch for how your body uses, stores, and burns every bit of energy.
And all that energy regulation? It has a direct, immediate, and super important impact on another critical system: your heart and circulation.
A simple way to picture it is that your thyroid hormones are setting the pace for your heart. They influence not just how fast it beats, but also how forcefully it pumps with every single beat. So yeah, you can see why having your thyroid function properly is just absolutely essential for your entire cardiovascular system to run smoothly.
But what happens when this perfectly tuned system gets thrown off? What if the thermostat breaks? Well, you basically get one of two main problems. On one side, you've got hypothyroidism. That means too little hormone. The furnace is off. Everything just slows down. You feel tired, you feel cold, your metabolism basically grinds to a halt, and your brain is screaming for more hormone, so your TSH levels shoot way up. On the flip side is hyperthyroidism. Here, the furnace is stuck on full blast. Everything speeds up. We're talking anxiety, a racing heart, weight loss, and your brain is desperately trying to shut things down, so your TSH levels just plummet. And listen, these imbalances aren't just minor inconveniences. They can have really serious consequences. Just look at the research right here. These disruptions are linked to things like how severe motor symptoms are in Parkinson's patients. They're even associated with some tragic outcomes in people with major depressive disorder. It just hammers home how incredibly critical the balance of this system really is.
So that leads to the next big question. What can knock this super delicate system out of whack? Well, it turns out the thyroid is incredibly sensitive to, well, our lifestyle and our environment.
The research points to a whole bunch of things that can mess with it. Something as simple as fasting or changing your eating habits can do it. A major physical trauma, think a severe infection or even a traumatic brain injury, that can definitely alter thyroid function. And of course, chronic stress. That and all the stress hormones that come with it, yeah, they can really interfere with the whole system.
And check this out. Here's a perfect, concrete example. Research shows that people who do shift work, working those irregular schedules, have significantly higher TSH levels. Now, remember what high TSH means? It's the brain screaming at the thyroid to work harder. It suggests the thyroid is struggling to keep up. This is a crystal clear example of how just messing with our natural body clock can directly impact such a critical hormonal system.
So, okay, we've seen how it works, what it controls, and how surprisingly easy it is to disrupt. So, what's the big takeaway here? What should we remember from all this?
I think the main point is this. Your thyroid isn't just some isolated part. Not at all. It's a central hub in this huge, interconnected network that is you. Its health is really a reflection of your overall health, and its job is to orchestrate the well-being of pretty much every other system you've got.
And that, right there, is why this all matters so much. When you understand how this master regulator works, you can start to really appreciate the incredible, delicate balancing act your body is performing every single second of every single day just to keep you healthy and to keep you energized.
Which kind of leaves us with one last thought to chew on. Your body, and this intricate thyroid system in particular, is constantly sending you signals through your energy levels, your mood, your metabolism. The real question is, are we actually listening?